So today we're gonna talk about an EMP. You know what an EMP is, don't you? Alright. It's a weapon that can be used in many ways, but these days, 9 out of 10 countries got small EMPs and part of suitcases where they can probably already got it implanted. You already know 9 out of 10 if a country got EMPs and if a country going against another country, you gotta think about all scenarios. This is the scenario about if the lights go off. So get ready for it. So imagine a country already has an EMP in a country in multiple spots where people gonna came over from different countries with the technology in their mind and end up building it at home. Imagine that. Imagine how many people how many cells is in the United States right now. How many different cells of different people, of different things, of different plots. You know, that's why we gotta, you gotta root out all that shit. But with them EMPs, you ain't gonna root out them because 9 out of 10, if people did make them, they already made them as plastic. Yes, it is plastic EMPs. So, and the scenario is, what about a person came over here with the knowledge? They gonna learn everything what they had to learn in the government from over there, wherever they came from. And just like if a coup happened, and like Iran is a kind of smart country, because if you go to one of my other video, you will see in the comments about this new EMP missile they got. So we need to be afraid of that because of the fact that EMP missile they can launch that EMP missile close enough to a ship, and I don't care how much radius you think you gonna shoot from it. It can get a mile from you, and they might got designated target EMPs where it only can disrupt you what's going on what's going on in the enemy's boat. Yes, they got technology like that where they got ships that's EMP proof, but a lot of our ships don't got EMP proofs. You got to understand that, folks. Imagine this: you in the house, you cooking, you at work, you driving down the street, you in an airplane, just for instance, and then all the lights go off. I hate it for the ones that be in airplanes because you know if an EMP occurs when you in an airplane, it's instant death because of the fact the airplanes. I don't know why that the governments don't go into EMP proof because Iran has an EMP missile that's capable of doing some damage, and you never know. And Iran is a smart country. They can already have cells already here, like built that built EMPs that just to go off with different places. You know what I'm saying? You don't never know because the new wars can be fought with EMPs. But they know the devastation what an EMP would do. That's why Iran wouldn't use it close to their country. They would use it like off country. It would be far away from their country, like on the waters, where they would shoot them in. They got missiles where they could target you, and they could get close to you and destroy your whole fleet with an EMP, and then come in with the drones and devastate you by water. Would devastate you. A drone, just because they would use EMPs. If they did go against us, they use the EMPs all day. So the government need to find ways to put different, I would say, nanotechnology on our holes to protect, or like put nanotechnology around the dashboards or the keyboards, you know, or make everything about nanotechnology. It might can shield it. Find something that can shield EMPs. It's time. It's like you gotta think about that's the only thing that would devastate us. Like it don't take much to destroy a country with EMP. Like you know what I'm saying? Like you can destroy our whole main fleet, the North Fleet, South Fleet. You can destroy our every fleet, but they gotta think about it. Well, we got countries, we got we got we got army bases all over the world, right? If the mainland get attacked, all the other countries gonna respond. But imagine this: imagine other countries already got stuff set in place, so where it do break out, they could just launch everything they got, every United States base on a basically damn near on the planet. If all the countries unite together and do it at one time, the ones that's against us, because the United States got to look at all scenarios coming from all fronts. Like we got to have more anti-missiles and really invest into laser pointing anti-missiles. Like with the lasers to just get pinpoint accuracy 100%. So and then post them at every base. Post them at every base and go into nanotechnology with lenses where you can use the laser and and pinpoint targets on water for miles away and burn their hole and melt their hole so they could just you know what I'm saying, they gonna have to abandon ship or target or like laser target with a visible scan, you know, where you can heat like find a something that you can heat center the missiles and then point right on the heat centers and then burn the heat blow up the missile inside the ships. You know, new technology got to be made because these wars we're gonna fight now, we got to be ready for everything. Imagine you in your house, I'm playing my game. Imagine me I'm playing my game and the lights go off. What first thing I'm gonna think? I don't know what to do. I know in less than 24 hours, people gonna run out of water because the water ain't on. If the water is on, eventually gonna be terminated because the sewers is stopped at the sewers company. The whole building gonna be stopped. They ain't gonna have no lights. Can be fried. Everything would be fried. When the EMP hit, everything that would not exist. You had to make stuff over. It fries everything. So. Imagine EMP where I hate like I'm glad I'm in the country because in a big city people really don't know what to do. Like they got these things online where you can buy like stockpiles like for $600 where you get a whole you get about for 600 you get probably about 4 months 5 months worth of rations different foods you can eat just in case. You gotta think about it. You can go to Dollar General right now and get 40 case of water, bottled water for $3. Imagine going in there buying 50 cases of water. I mean $50 worth of water for $3 a piece with 40 bottles of water in there and stack them up in your house. So you could have that right there just in case if something happened. And you can have them rations. You can start piling up on rations, like maybe buy a ration box every month like for 200 or 300. Depends on they got $75 ration boxes, but you can just stack up your food and buy a lot of canned goods, you know, cause like the ones that's in houses they ain't really got the bunkers or the you know the doomsday dens and all that stuff like. It probably gonna be the worst off because of the fact the cities can really get it the most. I'm gonna tell you the truth, the cities gonna get it the most. And I live in this city, so I'm not even preparing myself like if something happened, cause you never know. Like look at that attack that happened him you know a while back with Japan bombed Pearl Harbor. They didn't have no warning. You don't think another country can do that, and they might already be preparing or anything. Like we think we the most powerful on the world, but really if countries come together, like the main powers come together, and they specifically put you got the United States really got to look at what's around their own naval bases on all around the world and see if any scenario where missiles can hit all bases at one time. You got to think about it because they hit all our bases at one time, and then destroy our North Fleet that come and try to come to the mainland, and they hit us with an EMP with the North Fleet, and then bombard us with drones, it's a wrap. Like, you gotta think about stuff like that. All right, folks, but you gotta think about it. If the lights go off, you gotta think about chaos. You gotta think about like people like, man, my baby don't got no food, so I'm gonna try to break in this person's house beside me. So I'm gonna try to the ones that live in the hood anyway. Even if people in suburbs, everybody will turn primal because we haven't never went through nothing like that. We never went through the dark age. We always had lights in our time. Like, you gotta start thinking out the box. You gotta at least have your stuff support prepared. So if anything happen, I got my flashlight. I got me a solar flashlight. I got me a solar generator. I got me everything you buy need to be solar. So you don't got to buy no batteries. You could just, they got little portable solar generators you can buy and stuff. And they got about shit. Buy you some bulletproof vests if you can have bulletproof vests. I don't know if you can have bulletproof vests or not, but the people need to have them just in case a scenario like that happen or we be evaded. The people need to be ready to defend themselves if the army can't come to their aid. Because you don't never know the army, if a bit of invasion or something happen, just like Red Dawn, seeing what happened. How they evade us like that? If it were to occur, how they get that far to our mainland? How they destroy everything because they EMP'd us first. You don't see the future of the wars? They tell you right there. Go back and look at the movie. It was a good movie, and they make you think. All right, folks, because you're going to have chaos. You're going to have people crying. You're going to have people gunned up. You're going to have people robbing. You're going to have everything happening at one time. The police going to be overwhelmed. The police ain't going to be able to help you. In a chaos like that, when the whole city down, police will not be able to help. They don't got enough people for a whole city chaos like that. So, police are really probably gonna be on their own. They're gonna have it the most because they're gonna, especially being in Chicago with all the lights off, and and the police responding to thousands of calls at one time on cell phones. Because really on cell phone, that's if you got a cell phone. That's if you got a EMP box. Yes, they sell EMP boxes where you can put all your stuff in a box and it's EMP proof. You need to get one of them too, and just have different boxes buried everywhere around your property if you own it, or different boxes buried all around the states or whatever. So you got lock boxes or on spot locations where you got dang on spots where you can go get food or where you gonna bury it and just have your stuff on a map. Smart stuff. Because these days it's not certain. Because Iran, yeah, they send back, but they're not scared of us. You seen how they did it on that bait? They showing that they not scared of it because they know they got other people on their side too. And and you see already North Korea saying back, they smart. They gonna just gonna keep getting the money from us and just keep building what they gonna build. So they gonna still do what they gonna do, and they gonna just keep getting us. We gotta start. Like, stop. Like, if we would have took all this money we get in the other country and put it back into our infrastructure, we would have underwater drones like miles away for our coastline, lined all the way around our coastline. So if any attacks hit, we got thousands of drones under the water with payloads. This is not functioning right then, but if a missile come past their radar, they